the streets of Laredo as I walked out in Laredo one day. I spied a young cowboy all wrapped in white linen, all wrapped in white linen and cold as the clay. Hey, Big Green. Yeah, Big Green first. That's right. You used to be first all the time. Well, of course, now we know Susan. Susan dictates who has the chances to be first. And Nicholas is here, and Krusty and Wolverine and Nexus and Cthulhu. I have emerged from my basement. You know, it's a good day when you can incorporate the word hath into your daily discourse. David's here and Nolan. See, that was the problem, Nolan. I couldn't believe he was dead. It looked like he died when I did it. We're talking about when I killed. I got the final shot on the Ender Dragon in Minecraft earlier, but I hadn't realized that BTG had already inflicted that much damage on him. So I thought I was seeing it wrong. Just got a satisfaction survey for the vid. Very satisfied. Dark Tingle. Do they really send those? I I didn't even know that was a thing, Dark Dingo. I don't think I've ever gotten one of those. What do you mean? You get a satisfaction survey for like the stream or a video you were watching? That's just interesting to me because I've never heard of that. You like your Alienware, Sir Blake? They're always balls out machines. I know. Oh, that's what I. That's why I. I know it's always a rarity anymore with Susan and freaking notifications. Wolverine says parts 1 to 5 of JoJo's are finally on Gooseflix. Are they? Good old JoJo. That. Yeah, for the stream it was a scale. I don't think I've ever seen that. Any of you guys ever get that? I mean, I'm just curious about it because I like to know what's going on with YouTube because I'm on there sometimes. But Dark Dingo got a notification rating to rate the stream. And I've never gotten anything like that while I'm watching a video or a live stream. Krusty says Susan dictates almost everything around here. It's almost like the channels are her collective divorced husbands and the viewers are her shattered family. That's well put, Krusty. Oh, Lick says passion. Haven't felt that in a long time. Big Green, as for being too passionate about something, aside from specific franchises of something like Doom or Fist of the North Star, I can't think of anything. And Philip says, what am I too passionate about? My hatred of Netflix's Cowboy Bebop, despite not really being a fan of the original or having seen the live action one. Sonic is your thing, Moneymore? Really? See, now Lick says I've gotten questionnaire ads and videos, never a rating like that though. That's what I'm wondering if that's something new. I've never gotten it. So it's just not that YouTube ever notifies us of things we're going to do anyway. It's just always good to know, being a YouTuber, what they might be doing with things. Niall says, pretty sure one of the options of the survey is life-changing, and of course I clicked it. And then when they come back to you and ask you for more details, Niall, so of course it was life-changing. The fucker ended up kidnapping me and keeping me in his basement for a year. Oh, Nicholas, finally watched Clockwork Orange. I haven't. Excuse me, guys. Great movie. I haven't seen it in years, but a phenomenal movie. I like Clockwork Orange. I think that was the best thing Kubrick ever did. Yeah, Big Green says notification rating. First time I ever heard of that. Sure, remove dislikes on videos, but add a rating system on streams. That's weird. I guess was arousing an answer. I guess you can't fault them for that because with streams, if you're getting the notification, you're actively, one would assume, actively interacting with the content. So I don't know. I guess kind of makes sense. I have YouTube Premium. I've occasionally got them for suggestions. Huh, I do too, pal. But I've never gotten one. Wow. I'm also relentless about how poorly written Goten is. Ben 10 now? I I never got super into Ben 10. I like the original. When they did the remake, I don't even know if it's still running. I saw an episode of it and I wasn't impressed. I never went back to the remake. Cthulhu says I'm overly passionate of Chaotic Connect 5. Never heard of that. That's got to be a game, right? Oh, Gabe. What do you call a virgin on the water? A cherry float. And Philip, too passionate about Texan history despite the fact that I've never been anywhere near the state. The closest I've been is Kansas. But come on, the Alamo and the Texas Rangers are badass. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, I've been, well, of course, I used to live right next door to Texas over in New Mexico. Chrome says, so how has YouTube removing dislikes improved your YouTube experience? See, I told the guy, and maybe this is a fault of my own. The only time I ever really bothered with looking at the likes or dislikes, I can think of two times when I'll put up something new. I want to see what you guys think of it, obviously. Or if I do something that's intentionally designed to tweak people, I like to see how many dislikes it would get. But when I'm posting our normal content, like I just posted another one of the edited versions of Attack on Titan, or if I do one of the Try Not to Laugh, I know that a good hunk of you guys enjoy them. So I don't really pay that much attention to the likes and dislikes. I go to the comments and see what you guys are saying, but I don't pay that much attention to it. So it really doesn't have much of an effect on me. I was never somebody who got, if one of my videos got a lot of dislikes or something, it's like, okay, I wouldn't post anything that I wasn't proud to post. So if people didn't like it, they didn't like it. Nothing I ever worried about. I think some people are very sensitive about things. Cthulhu says it's like Connect 5 but with blood banks. Yikes. Oh. Rick says I'm mad that we can't dislike YouTube rewinds anymore. Gee, I don't think that had anything to do with the decision. It's good to be able to at least have beaten this cold enough to have some streams again. Now it says for Ben 10, the original series and the two follow-up series are gems and truly unappreciated by most. Yeah, like I said, I watched one of the newer version. I just didn't care for it. The original I liked. Well, thanks, Matitude. I appreciate that. I'm unhealthily, Lick says, and involuntarily passionate about my hatred of the video game Dragon Age 2. Don't worry, it's only the worst sequel ever made. Well, see what it is for me is I'm extremely passionate about anime. Obviously, you guys see that every day. Excuse me, guys. But I don't consider myself overly passionate only because, like, as far as the characters and stuff, I really get into them and enjoy them. But I'm not one of these people that feels like I need to defend my turf when it comes to anime. I like hearing why other people dislike a character I like or vice versa and stuff, and I like those conversations. But now, with my college football, outside of this, our communities and my family, college football is my biggest passion. And now, as a huge Notre Dame fan, with Brian Kelly, the head coach, just, taking off and in the middle of the night just saying, fuck you guys, and leaving and going to LSU, it's ridiculous how over the top that's got me. It's distracted me from trying to get things done today and everything and following all the news. And I don't even really care. Even as a fan, I was never a big Brian Kelly man because he never struck me. He always struck me as untrustworthy. He just did. And I think he's a good football coach and an excellent recruiter. I don't think he's a great football coach. So all I care about is we got great recruiting classes coming, is that those stay together. The coach that they'll replace him with, of the ones that I think they're considering, I think they're all better coaches than him. So, but worrying about, excuse me, guys, our recruiting classes is like taking up the entirety of my day. The quarantine is giving Japan an excuse to get rid of weebs. Okay, hold on. Chrome's got this link in here. I want to take a look at it. Japan, what are you doing? Quarantine coup. Japan shuts border to all foreigners. No more weebs. No, I don't have. That's really weird. I'm just wondering, when November 28th. Oh, so a couple days ago. The Cowboy Bebop remake was that bad, huh? What sorry guys. I thought I had this cold beat enough to do a stream. That's not over this Omicron variant, is it? Because the only thing about this Omicron variant, I was watching a video posted by one of the researchers in South Africa who discovered the variant, and she said so far there's a distinct possibility that this variant might be more contagious, but it also may pack significantly less of a punch as far as symptoms. Because nobody, she said, to this point of the thousands they had identified, has been hospitalized from it. And, excuse me, excuse me, cold comes roaring back as soon as I want to live stream with you guys. And she also said that in virtually all the cases, the symptoms were fatigue for 1 to 2 days, and then either a dry cough and or a sore throat. And some of the epidemiologists have been saying that it's very possible with these coronaviruses that the dominant strains that take over, because it's happened in the past, do pack less of a punch. So why is everybody freaking out? Well, Kathy Hochul, the governor here in New York, freaked out because it's just another way to get her name in on social media and in the media. She'll do anything she can just to try and get a little attention. She's ridiculous. She's a fucking cartoon character. Chrome says, yeah, it's over the Omicron, the Transformers variant. They got it in Japan the same day. The video is the funny part. No one says, so Japan bans weebs, so no tourism then. Pretty much. Oh, that's too bad, Dustin. Dustin says I got hospitalized. Severe dehydration. COVID has been... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anybody that gets COVID, I mean, in case they hadn't heard, dehydration is really a potential issue. That's when I got it. Fortunately, I had read that. So my wife and I were just pounding the water the whole time we had it. Plus, I tend to lean towards getting dehydrated easily anyway. So dehydration can be nasty. Till it happened to me, I never realized how bad those symptoms could be. Kimster says, what are your thoughts on the killing that Mike Tyson is going to be in February? How many rounds do you think it'll take? I don't know if he's even skilled enough to keep Tyson off him. And if he's not, probably 2 at the most. Because like when Mike fought why is his name going out of my head? The ex-welterweight champ there, Roy Jones, or middleweight champ. When he fought Roy Jones realized early on that it was a bad idea being in there with him. And Roy Jones is such a skilled fighter, he was able to just basically glom onto Tyson and keep him from killing him. I don't think Paul has those kind of abilities. I don't think he has the skills to keep Tyson off him. Tyke Myson. Yeah, 15-year-old Tyson would eat Jake alive. That's true. He was just vicious from the start. Philip says, I used to be incredibly passionate about my hatred of one of the team leads from when I worked at the weed factory. Fucking shit-kicking, loudmouth, inbred prick. Sounds like a fun guy. Mike Tyson. Krusty says, I'm excited to see Mike Tyson absolutely crushing people again. His opponent won't last long, I'll guarantee you that much. I'm really impressed to see And again, it's not against an opponent, but you can tell this watching him do bag work and stuff, how much of his speed he's been able to retain so far. Excuse me. Because he's only a few years younger than me, and I know for me, that's definitely what went first. You know, you can keep your strength if you keep doing your workouts. You can keep your stamina up, but speed goes, and man, he's kept a significant part of his hand speed. Oink says I'm overly passionate about cock. Everybody's got to have hobbies. I'm with that. Ear dinner, Chad. Nolan says, my major passion right now is that Monica is indeed best girl and She Sweet is overrated. I heard about that. Chrome, about the Epstein leak. The FAA accidentally disclosed new flight data on Epstein's private jets. Yeah, more than 2,000 flights, 2,000 more flights than we knew about were recorded as far as having log files and everything to know who was on them. I saw that just before we came into the stream. And Cthulhu says, next post, okay. Spazdev. Spider-Man No Way Home tickets released yesterday and crashed websites. So now people are selling them for thousands of dollars. Some going up $25,000. Come on. People are so stupid. I mean, I think Spider-Man No Way Home looks great too, but let's get a hold of ourselves a little bit there. It's not like something that there's a limited supply of. If you don't get in on opening day, go the second day or the third or the fourth or in 2 weeks. Jesus. Don't even forget, guys, I got to watch for Cthulhu's post. Josh says, not going to lie, I'm so passionate about Halo and Dragon Ball and Naruto, it's borderline OCD. Now, see, for me, like I said, I've got a lot of anime that I consider myself very passionate about. Hunter x Hunter, a lot of them. One Piece. It's just that I don't consider myself too passionate about them, again, because as I said, it's not like, excuse me, guys, I feel like I have to protect all the characters I like and protect all my points of view on how things unfold. You know, I like hearing other people's takes on them. Andrew says, seen an interview with Mike talking about how he was scared at first to start fighting again because it makes him angry. A different guy when he fights and he doesn't like to be that guy anymore. Well, hopefully he can bring that guy out in spades to beat the shit out of Paul. Let's see. Oh, there's Cthulhu. I'm the kind of man to drown a man in front of a man dying of thirst, and force feed a man to death in front of an African child. Then tell them the water was salt and the food nutritionless. Cthulhu, you're a party. Excuse me with this, guys. I thought the cold was much better than it is. Fuck off, train. Gimster says, Joe Rogan said that it's still scary how great he is at the mitt work. It's true. If he saw a 21-year-old do that, he's scary. Tyson at 55 won Paul. Yeah, that's exactly my point, Gimster, because, again, as I told you guys, I haven't boxed in decades, but boxing training has always been the cornerstone of my workout because I love it for the cardio. I love it for just the way it makes me feel, and just you never know when something might happen, just to have those skills around me. And my speed at 55, I'm 60 now, at 55, had diminished significantly. I could still hit hard. I still can hit somewhat hard, but not with the same speed. And Tyson's like, Jesus Christ, you see him on the mitts or on the bag, and those hands are just still lightning. It's amazing. Willie says, I've not been passionate about much recently because I've been depressed. Aw. Shout out to my friends in this community for giving me some happy. I'm sorry to hear that, Willie. I hope that continues to turn around for you. And now we're going to the first of the month. I'm going to get that, get that poll posted too. Niall says, what do I think about Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul? I don't know much about Tommy Fury, to be honest with you, Niall. I've been keep meaning to watch up some tape of him so I can get a better idea. But I really don't know much about him. I wish he was fighting his brother. I wish he was fighting Tyson. But I don't know. I can't really say too much because I keep forgetting to see what I can see of Tommy Paul's skills. That's a pretty good one, Nolan. Picked up a hitchhiker last night. Excuse me, guys. He asked, "How can you be sure I'm not a serial killer?" I said, "The odds of 2 serial killers in one car are super low." Right, Simao. Yes, a diminished Mike Tyson is still lightning fast. Yeah, we're seeing that just in those workout videos. It's amazing. Amazing. Philip, I bet I could transplant the brain of a duck into the body of a marketing manager, but what would be the point? Great Owl Card says, I'm passionate about making fun of non binaries. Big Green says, I need to defend my turf. When somebody says that Griffith did nothing wrong, that is objectively false. See, I like a Big Green. I like a good spirited conversation around anime. I just, I like to defend, as you said, defend my turf. I don't find myself getting upset about it. Not to say that I'm above things like that. It just, in that aspect, that stuff doesn't upset me because I like hearing other people's takes. You know, for me, it's like, what always got me is a lot of people don't like the end of Death Note. And I love the end of Death Note. And so it was fascinating actually to discuss it with people and see what it was they didn't like. I just like that stuff. And it's like, they made some points. To me, they didn't resonate that much, but I understand why some people didn't like it. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. I wouldn't have started a stream up if I known it was going to be this bad and annoying for you guys. I thought the cold is getting better, but that lingering cough, that tickle in your throat, and I think that's a lot of too why I've been so fatigued. Because since I've been back, those of you at the Goose might have seen, I just posted, made a post at the Goose just explaining to people because it makes me feel bad when I get so forgetful. And I get so forgetful when I'm doing videos for you guys. And since I've been back from vacation, the memory thing has been really bad. I get spells like that, but I think it's just, it was a perfect storm. I came back, had a lot to do, so I was putting in long days, and I got this nasty cold right when I came back. So I think whenever I've been fatigued, it seems like it's easier for the memory issues to manifest themselves, and it's been bad the last couple of weeks. So I know that as I'm watching, I'm missing things all the time. Like I described to you guys in that post, it's really weird. It's like when I'm having issues with the post-concussion, I'll try and remember something that happened recently because it's always short-term memory things. Excuse me, guys. I'll try and remember something, and it's almost like a bunch of jumbled puzzle pieces in my mind, and I'm looking for the right couple of pieces to put together. Amazes me, though, how it doesn't affect the long-term memory. I don't understand that difference. Nicholas says, me and little brother just started One Piece, and I wanted to punt kick the kid with the pink hair from the first episode. You'll get to know him more, Nicholas. He'll come around. Curtis, what media don't you like? Because you seem to have standards for entertainment. I don't know, Lex. What do you mean as far as media? See, the thing with me is, I freely admit when I watch something, experience something in entertainment, I'm the kind, I always go in wanting to like it and looking for things to enjoy within it. Are there areas of entertainment like country music? I just don't like country music as a whole. Are there country music songs I like? Yes, but and they're all the country songs that I like are very old. But currently I wouldn't know if I like any of the new ones because there's so much on there I can't deal with that I won't listen to it. Because my wife has country stations on. I'll get in her van, and as first thing I do is change that station because I'll come on and there's some hillbilly yodeling or some shit, and I gotta, oh, no, no, no. But other than that, I can't really think of anything I dislike across the board. Rosa says, I scored an average of 130 on 3 different supervised IQ tests. My friend made me take them to prove that they're not bullshit, but I'm not that smart. I reinforced my belief that IQ is BS. I've scored well on IQ tests I've taken too, Rosa, and I am unimpressed by me scoring well on them because I believe, and it's been my experience, that like many other things, there's a talent or an innate ability for taking tests. And I've always done well at test taking in the respect that, like, when I was in school, if you gave me a, excuse me, guys, if you gave me a couple of pages to read and then gave me a test on it, I would do well. It doesn't really mean I learned it because I can associate the words. I'm good at that. So if within that text you come to the conclusion that A plus B equals C, I can give you that answer, but it doesn't mean I've learned any of the important components as to why A plus B equals C. So because it's sad, but because I'm good at testing, to me that is proof that testing is not effective. Hi Rise says, you Curtis, I like you too much. Well, thanks, Hi Rise, I appreciate that. That's kind of you to say. Philip says, yesterday I met a man who somehow has managed to keep the government from coming after him for taxes. He repaired our tractor bucket. He had a sign saying, if you can read this, you're in range. Nolan had an interesting night last night. One second I was staring at my shirtless body in the mirror. Next thing I knew, I was getting kicked out of IKEA. Dimmy says, hey Curtis, I'm thinking about trying stand-up, but I'm afraid of bombing. If it makes you feel any, it's funny, Dimmy, I've still been, you mentioned that, I've still been putting together material. I'm going back out. I just got to find time to get out on stage again. If it makes you feel anybody, everybody, when they start, myself included, everybody's scared of bombing. The best advice I can give you is bombing's not that bad. It really is. Everything got easier for me when I realized that. And actually, the first time I ever went on stage, they didn't even have an open mic back then. It was just, I was put on as an opener on a show. The first half of my set went pretty well. Got good laughs, decent response. And the second half was a total bomb. And when I got done, I realized, because that was my fear too, you're scared of bombing. It's like, excuse me, that wasn't that bad. I gave it a shot and people didn't laugh. Was it embarrassing? Yeah, a little. But hell, as I got later into my, as I got more and more experience when I was doing stand-up for a living, you never want to bomb because obviously you want to bring a good product for whoever's paying you to be there. But sometimes it happens. And the thing is, Timmy, you can't... you have to try your material. Don't give up on material after once. And the reason I say that is I've taken the same material, and it's happened to every comedian I know. You'll go to one house, one venue, one night, and kill with it. And you're riding high. And then you got another booking the next night with a different crowd. You can tell that same material with the same delivery, and they'll sit there and look at you like, what the fuck? Comedy is so subjective. But don't let fear of bombing scare you. Bombing's not that bad. Stay, have good material. Make sure you have... The biggest mistake, myself included, young comics make is too much build-up. Now, I think that's funny. But it's only funny if you're doing the too much build-up intentionally. Make sure you're hitting with a punchline every so often, regularly. If you're telling a story, that's fine. But make sure that you're interjecting at least little... It doesn't have to be a killer. but just a little throwaway line that'll make people titter a little bit or just smile even. Don't take a full, solid minute and a half of setting up the story you're about to tell. That's hard to come back from. Randy Friday says, take care of yourself, old man. You got to be around long enough for us to call you old man. Also, did I do the stun siege shtick on you already? Yes, you did. These nuts. Excuse me. Sorry again, guys. But don't let, like I say, Jimmy, don't let the fear of bombing scare you. It's not that bad. And the thing of it is, once you got to remember those people there that who you bombed in front of. It's not like they're going to hold it against you. People do actually, believe it or not, because sometimes comedians have a tendency to look at the cheap jump scares, stream boss, as the enemy. They're not. Most of them will be empathetic for you. They'll feel for you, and they understand you're a young comic. Jump Scare says, I'm too passionate about trying to make people I call friends watch horrible movies like The Room or Thanksgiving. I'm really sick in the head, to be honest. That's actually that's an admirable passion, I would say. I really think so. Kaiser says, I don't think I need to explain what I'm too passionate about, but then the scary thing is I feel I'm too much and not enough passionate about. Pretty sure everyone is tired of hearing about it, too. Mike says, if we're talking about actual passions, I really like nature documentaries. I just think animals are pretty cool. Agreed. Yeah, I like watching shows on animals. Yes, I did watch South Park post-COVID, Spazdev. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. It's fun seeing the kids growing up and everything. Yeah, it was good. Niall says, I don't see much promise in Tommy. He might beat Jake, but he ain't being a world champion. No, nothing like his brother. That's what I mean. I keep meaning to, we're talking about Tommy Fury, to see what I can see of him on video, and I keep forgetting about it. Oh, Rosa, I'm never hitting punchlines. All I'm hitting is minorities on sidewalk. Come on. Excuse me again, guys. BTG says, I'm sure everyone can relate. I'm too passionate about eating. You know I can relate, pal. BTG being here brought up, guys, I was really impressed. We're playing on, for any of you who haven't seen it yet, we're playing on BTG's Minecraft server earlier for his G1, one of his G100s this month. And we got to the end of it, beat the Ender Dragon. That text, and there was a lot of it, at the end of Minecraft is really, really cool. I was really impressed. I enjoyed it a lot. It got really deep about the adventure you've just been on, excuse me, and how the things you had done in their virtual world kind of relate back to the things that you have to deal with in your real world. And everything about it was just, it was really, really well written. When it all started coming up on the screen, I started reading it just as kind of a lark. I wasn't going to go through it all, but then it actually hooked me in. It was really, really good. That was amazing. Joel says, Curtis, what made you collect Funko Pops, and do you plan on getting more? Excuse me. I just collect them. Just because I think they're cool. Mainly the anime ones but I haven't gotten many. Oh, I've got one more I got to put up. Just came in because this was an exclusive I had to have. That's right. I got to take them out of the box and put them up there. You guys know how I love Shang-Tzu. No, it's not. It's not something I pursue really actively. Whenever we're in the mall or something, I'll go into the stores that have pops, and if there's something cool, I'll get it. But it's not something that I really go after like I do my anime T-shirts. That's my passion in collecting. Dimmy says, thanks, Curtis. I'm heading to some open mics around Atlanta. One spot is known for having a stoned audience, so I'm confident there. I've always had good luck with stoned audiences. Yeah. Nah, don't let it intimidate you, Dimmy. Trust me, bombing is not that bad. It's just experience points like any other thing in life. And again, when you do bomb, you just got to be able to remove yourself from the situation, look at it from the outside, and try and make an honest feel. Now, do you think the material was weak? Do you think the material is good, but you're not refined with the delivery yet? Or do you think you just had an audience that had a dissimilar taste to yours? I told you guys about when I got thrown out of the Catch a Rising Star in Cambridge, Mass. Excuse me, guys. There was no chance in hell that audience and I were ever going to see eye to eye. They were extreme leftists that only wanted to listen to extreme left ideology humor. So it just wasn't going to happen. The worst thing about bombing is the chance of getting shot down in hostile territory. VDG says, too literal, pal. Joel says, how far are you in One Piece? I really want to get into it, but it's long. I love the series. Oh, the series is so good, Joel. I'm on like 936, 937, around there. Oh, it's fucking amazing. One of the best decisions we made here as a group, I think, over at the Goosh, deciding to go forward with that. Chrome says, okay, so I knew Twitter CEO quit the first week of Maxwell's trial, but I had no idea CNBC, Walmart, and Goldman Sachs CEOs quit as well. Is this a coincidence, or are they running scared? Seems like a unique set of circumstances, doesn't it, Chrome? Certainly seems like there could be a specific thread holding it all together. Oh, Big Green. They wanted knock-knock jokes, but instead I joked about 9/11. Timmy says, I'm center, but more right-leaning, so I should be able to piss off both sides. Oh, yeah, I used to do more, well, actually, when I was doing comedy for a living, I enjoyed doing, working with the crowd, working more off the cuff than with pat material. And you guys know how skewed my sense of humor is. But now when I go out to do material now, it's not a change I made because I feel any reason to need to. It's just that I've gotten older. I prefer more storytelling stuff, about getting older and my home. I have a unique home life and things that have gone on, and just I like that stuff better. So my comedy is not as edgy. Now, if I go off script, if you get a rowdy audience, I do enjoy that. And then things will get probably out of hand just like they used to. Gimster says, a buddy of mine was the last one to drive back home after work. I said, I wondered why you were the last one to leave. Then I realized you drive a Ford. Don't know why he didn't like that comment. That was even bigger thing, Gimster, when I was young. Man, back in the day, the Ford versus Chevy wars, especially among young drivers, when you were getting into the upper levels at high school, and everybody was getting their licenses. Wow, kids would get into like knockdown drag-out fights over that. Wolverine says Bill Cosby is passionate about the Jello pudding. Lud says, hello, been a busy day. Hope your noggin is doing all right. It's doing okay. Yeah, like I said, I didn't mean, when I posted that, excuse me, guys, over at the Goosh, I didn't want to alarm anybody. This is nothing that I haven't gone through before. It's just that it's been a rough week with the memory. And so I see where more and more in my videos, I had things that I was just completely missing. And it was just a way of explaining, so you just kind of keep you guys up to, or down to speed with me, as to why when I get these issues with it, you'll see me missing stuff more and more. It just happens. Now, I do think, I thought I was conquering this cold. As the cold gets better, and now I really have caught up, I'm starting tomorrow, I'll be back to my regular routine, which are long enough days, but not as bad, not as long as I've been putting in. And I should be able to get everything back to normal, and hopefully that'll have the memory issues clearing. Chrome says, we're not allowed details on the trial from what I know. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell's defense attorney apparently called the victims consummate actresses playing a role. So the trial's going well. Yeah, that's a good move. Yeah, take these take these young ladies that were basically excuse me, forced into the slave trade and called them actresses. Good call. Hey, Ty says, as a mechanic, I can tell both Ford and Chevy both suck. So there was no winner in that debate. Yeah. BTG says, choose only one, cold or memory. I know. Bad enough that one leads into the other. Just compound things. Holy shit. Spazdev says, I'm definitely too passionate about pizza, but can't help it. Pizza is too damn good. Oh. That is Spazdev. Yeah, absolutely. I had, well, you guys that saw the video, when we went to Disney, I did eat that entire pizza again at my pizza place. And since we've been home, we got home last Sunday morning, basically. I've had pizza 3 times for dinner since. I have a problem. I have many problems. All right, guys, unfortunately, I'm going to pack it in. I can just barely, I thought I had the cold conquered. Excuse me. Now that we're coming to the end of it, I can just barely keep the words coming out. This goddamn thing's got to go away. BTG says, in a surveillance state, we're all cam girls. Yeah, pretty much. Ooh. Yeah, if I know the government's surveilling me, I'm going to give them something to surveil. I'll fucking guarantee you that. Yeah. Chrome says, I can't wait to go to Florida again. It was a great trip. Just, well, I'm not pleased with where Disney World is at right now, and I have no desire to go right back, but it was a great trip because my grandkids were there, and I had a really, really good time with them. Eating pizza, staring at TV, paper channel, watching porn, that a boy. Now we're talking, Philip. That's a quality day. Hey, listen, guys, thanks for popping in with me. I apologize for all the coughing. I thought I had this under better control. I think it's just the recording of all the videos and now trying to talk again. My voice is just saying, nah, fuck you, dude. Koosh, goodbye. Thanks, Kimster. But thank you for hanging out with me, guys. Apologize for the streams being so erratic. They should get back to normal. This has got to go away sometime soon. If it doesn't, me and my system are going to have a coming to terms with one another here. But again, thank you. And what is today? It's Tuesday. Oh yeah, because excuse me, sorry guys. I get all excited because the new college football rankings come out tonight. So I'm amped for that. I'm really pissed off about Brian Kelly. So I'm going to take my anger at Brian Kelly, the former head coach of Notre Dame, and I'm going to fuse it into today's sticky stuff a little. So it's going to be decent sticky stuff. Tuesday's all right. It's not as bad as Monday, but this sticky stuff's got a little bit of hatred in it. So, keep that. Whenever you're feeling like you need a little something extra to tell somebody just how you feel about them, this is the sticky stuff to keep in your official sticky stuff fanny pack. Excuse me. And dive in when you need to be a little bit mean. Here it comes. Pampu, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. Special edition, Brian Kelly is the douchebag sticky stuff, because we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. As always, most importantly, and I'm going to get it all in before I start coughing. Goosh, 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 goosh. Ooh. Made it.